Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, Whovians across all of time and space. It has now been officially confirmed by our dear sweet Russell T. Davies himself, made a little appearance out there at San Diego Comic-Con over the weekend. We have a clip here from him actually confirming the fact that he has no problem whatsoever sacrificing every single Doctor Who fan out there for his agenda, for pushing for all of that. It doesn't matter that the ratings are in the toilet. It doesn't matter that everybody hates the show. It doesn't matter it's got the worst Rotten Tomato score of all time for an audience score. None of that matters, because the only thing that matters to Russell T. Davies is his agenda and pushing all of that kind of nonsense out there. And like I said, boys and girls, it doesn't seem to matter that the current state of Dr. Disney Who is absolutely in the abysmal failure. It doesn't matter that Doctor Who fans were unimpressed with an underwhelming grand finale reveal. They call it the worst the show has ever done, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't matter that Disney's Doctor Who deal with the BBC hangs in the balance because the ratings are so abysmally bad. It doesn't matter how bad the ratings have been, which we're going to go over. We're going to talk about a little bit of that as well to reconfirm the fact that why Russell T. Davies is an absolute moron and has been completely and totally possessed by the spirit of the age, has been overtaken by all of the insane, absolutely insane agenda talking points, BS bubble world that he lives in, and it doesn't matter. He will burn down our beloved Doctor Who, all for the sake of his agenda. Boys and girls, let me present to you a video, a clip from the response that Russell T. Davies gave after being asked what he feels about passionate Doctor Who fans critiquing his writing. Yes, boys and girls, he doesn't give two craps about Who, because his issues as a gay man and his community matter more than good storytelling and respecting the lore of Who, and most of all, respecting the fans out there. He doesn't respect Doctor Who. He doesn't care. And once again, just like everything Disney has done over the last few years, he's using it as nothing more than a vehicle to push his agenda. Don't believe me? Oh, just stick around, boys and girls, because we have the video evidence and the words coming out of his mouth himself, proving that he will burn Doctor Who right down to the ground, even farther than what we thought just Chris Chibnall did it, all for the sake of his agenda and his point of view. So we're going to check out this article, check out not even this article, we're actually going to check out a video over here from our friend Star Whovian out there on Twitter, who brought us this lovely clip showing off Russell T. Davies being asked this question and absolutely proving our point that it has always been about agenda and not storytelling, especially when it came to Disney Doctor Who. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, because boys and girls, we are inching our way closer and closer to 1,000 and might have already crossed it by the time you watch this video. But please hit that button down below and leave us a comment in the section down below. Does it surprise you at all that Russell T. Davies has flat out admitted that his agenda is more important than good quality Who, and that he has no problem burning the audience and burning the entire franchise down to the ground to push that? Or do you believe, like Russell T. Davies, that the agenda is more important than any fan or any audience score or any ratings or the hundreds of millions of dollars that Disney has burned on this failed shell of a show that it once was? So, from Star Whovian, this was the response RTD after being given what he feels like passionate Doctor Who fans critiquing. And let's not even get into the quote. Not yet, because it comes at the end of the video. Let's get into it, because there's more he said out here that shows you how delusional he is and what kind of bubble he lives in. Maybe you should try getting out of your bubble, RTD, because this is insane.
I don't go online much. Maybe I should. Maybe that's wrong.
Yeah, here's a thought. Actually going out there and engaging with your audience and listening to your fans. I know! What a strange foreign concept! Get out of your bubble and maybe exposed to somebody who possibly disagrees with your political opinions. Weird concept. I know, because if you would actually get out there online, you'd find out that the majority of the world does not agree with your BS. And that would explain the disastrous dumpster fire that your ratings are currently on and the hundreds of millions of dollars that you burned for Disney on Disney Doctor Who. And of course, why there's a very good possibility they will not be renewing your contract over there, homeboy.
I'm talking about Twitter, or X, as the portal online.
And I do have to appreciate the fact that he admits that yes, Twitter, aka X, is absolutely the place that the cultural zeitgeist is argued on. It is the portal to the internet. It is where you get the latest breaking news, and it's where you get the most honest opinions with one of the most level, the closest to a level playing field out there that you can get on social media. Hey, have you tried voicing your opinion on Facebook or Instagram lately? How'd that work out for you? Rest in peace, MySpace.
I don't feel particularly safe as a gay man. I mean,
he doesn't feel safe as a gay man. Now, I know the translations say gamer, but I think we can all pretty obviously say he wouldn't feel safe as a gamer online. Excuse me? You don't feel as safe as a gay man online and you think it's getting worse? Excuse me? You're the most protected class out there. Your little alphabet soup mafia, because it is a mob. All you have to do is look at their tactics that they do with companies to strong arm them into inserting this nonsense into their stories, right? Your little mafia out there is the most protected class. Ask Hypnotic how'd that work out when he criticized Chris Tyson over at Mr. Beast. And tell me who's the protected class. By all means, as always, take the test. It's who you can't criticize on a lot of these social media platforms that have been taken over by the agenda and been taken over by the woke. So explain to me how you feel fear, how you feel uncomfortable, you don't feel safe on a social media platform where people could say mean words to you, Russell T. Davies. Oh, you poor thing. Try checking out Gary, Ripa's, or anybody else involved with the fellowships, DMs, or comments they get. Oh, poor RTD, he's afraid of hearing a few bad words. Oh, the horror.
Increasingly, I think that gets worse in society.
How is it getting worse and worse in society exactly? Oh, that's right. The people that tell you this, and he admits to this here in just a second, that he only gets this information from his agent. He sees none of this for himself, right? Okay, he admits to that. No, what's happening is the playing field is finally getting leveled, at least on X. Because now we can actually push back against you. We can actually push back against your agenda. We can push back against your indoctrination of our children. We can stop that stuff because now we actually have a platform to where we can voice our opinions and won't get shadow banned, blocked, or have our entire account nuked for simply disagreeing with your political agenda. It's just that simple. So yeah, of course, yeah. Now that we all don't get nuked for pushing back against your stuff, of course you weirdos out there, of course your Asian, who is probably completely and totally possessed by the spirit of age, would feel like it's getting worse. Yeah, because the playing field's getting leveled. Boy, it sucks when you actually have to compete in a free market of ideas and how you actually end up losing. Boy, I wonder why they're always trying to crush everybody else's opinion and make sure it's not heard. It's almost like they're trying to brainwash the populace into only believing one viewpoint is correct. But I'm sure nothing like that's going on behind the scenes.
I see what's said up there, and that's a long discussion all the time, but I'm not happy to be part of that. So that's tricky. So that stops you online in many ways.
Oh, you're scared somebody might say bad words to you online. Why don't you try becoming a video content creator and see how that pans out for you, you pussy?
Oh, we could spend your whole life on that. So I get my agent tells him what's going on. I get people.
See, he gets his agent to tell him what's going on. He gets he gets his agent. He doesn't do it himself. He's too lazy for that. He's too scared. He's scared of those mean words people might say online to him. Oh, you poor baby.
Well, you kind of hear inevitably there's kind of osmosis with what's, the culture wars or whatever.
Yeah. When you actually go out to like a con and you have to go around people that aren't in your bubble? Weird concept. Yeah, you're gonna hear it. You're gonna get it through osmosis because everyone's talking about the disastrous dumpster fire and the destruction of Doctor Who that you are responsible for. That's why you can't help but avoid it when you actually go around normal, common sense people. Strange concept when you get out of your bubble. Huh, RTD.
Kind of creep through. To be honest, in terms of online activity, I'm much more interested in what's happening. I think Doctor Who's fine.
I think Doctor Who's fine. The lowest ratings in the series' history. The only bump they had was a Ruby Rose episode specifically, or Ruby whatever, Sunday episode specifically, that was all about her, and that your quote-unquote doctor, Nukurigatwa, wasn't in. Strange concept. Doctor Who fans don't like your new doctor. Instead, they'd watch the super hot chick have an episode all to herself. Wow, I wonder what your audience consists of.
Doctor Who, well, how can I say this? It's like...
Oh, and I also like the fact that he also admits to the fact that, yes, we are in a culture war. He recognizes that. It's just, guess what? You're not the mainstream. You're not the only opinion out there, unlike what you tried to perpetuate for years by controlling all of the social media platforms. But ooh, aren't those days gone? Hi, X. Hi, Rumble. Piss off, RTD.
I think there are things happening in the culture wars, particularly with trans rights these days, that are a million times more important than what's happening.
A million times more important. Let's go over that again. Doctor Who, or what's going on? How can I say this? It's like there are things happening in the culture wars, particularly with trans rights these days, that are a million times more important than what's happening. His agenda is more important than you. His agenda and pushing that is more important than you as a Whovian and a fan of this show and of what it's been for years and decades. His agenda is more important than good storytelling. His agenda, he will sacrifice everything that we love about Doctor Who on the altar of his agenda. It is nothing more than a vehicle to push his bullshit political opinions. And if you didn't know that by the stories that they put on screen with Disney Doctor Who, well, here it is, boys and girls. He finally admits what we've always known with these cultists, with these people possessed by the spirit of the age, that where they stick their fucking genitalia matters more than good storytelling and billions of dollars. They will burn down an entire industry so that you will love the fact that they stick their dick in another guy's ass or want to cut off their genitalia. You will praise them. You will worship them. If you don't, and if you don't, they'll destroy everything you fucking love, including Doctor Who. Because Russell T. Davies just admitted that his opinion about bullshit that is not rights come from God. Your rights don't involve forcing someone else to do an ungodly medical procedure on a fucking child. That's not a fucking right. You cocksucker. And I mean that quite literally. Russell T. Davies, you pussy little bitch who's scared to go online because you might get a little pushback. This is the guy that is running your Disney Doctor Who. This is the guy that will have no problem burning everything you love down to the ground, all for his agenda. We thought Chris Chibnall was bad. It was just garbage storytelling and destruction of the lore. Well, now Russell T. Davies is taking that corpse of Doctor Who that Chibnall gladly buried, raised it up from the ground, pulled some Disney necromancy, and is walking it around spouting his agenda. That's literally what he has done. And this is the best part. The audience reaction is kind of what you expect. There's a few hoops and hollers. But what I want you to look at here is look at how empty that audience is. This is San Diego Comic-Con, a panel about a franchise that has been around longer than most of us have been alive. And look at how many people showed up. There are seats left in there. There are spots over here on this side with empty seats. It's mostly full, but how much of a hoop and hollering did you hear out of a crowd this big? How many hoots and hollers did you hear? Not that many. And of course, he's got a lovely person right here on the side, which of course just reinforces everything he said about pushing the agenda. And Russell T. Davies just sucks it up like it's a cock in the fucking bathroom of a gay bar.
It's to be fought, and it's getting worse. It's terrifying. So,
you're fighting some of those battles on the show just by the representation.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to continue to use Doctor Who as its reanimated corpse to push my agenda. Thank you. Thank you so much, sycophant. Thank you so much, fellow Spirit of the Age cultist. Thank you for reinforcing my beliefs and opinions. Because that's the problem. These people live in a bubble. Russell T. Davies just admitted he lives in a bubble. He doesn't go online. He gets all of your opinions from his agent. Because he's scared you might say something mean to him. Oh, the poor baby. So there you have it, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. If there was Whovians from everywhere, if there was any doubt in your mind whatsoever that Russell T. Davies will not continue to use the reanimated corpse of Doctor Who to push his agenda through the Walt Disney Company, I don't know what else to tell you at this point. I really don't. If you've made it this far in the video and you are a fan who loves Who, join us at 7 p.m. on Sunday nights to review When Who Was Good. Back when we actually thought RTD was a good showrunner. Because this is bad. And it's only going to get worse. Disney spent over $200 million acquiring the rights and producing this shows. It's literally another situation where they would have been better off setting $200 million on fire on a live stream. They would have gotten more viewers, and they probably would have made more money off just the ad revenue alone. Disney Doctor Who has never once charted in the United States. Not on Nielsen, not on Samba. It is an abysmal failure. And now we know exactly why. We literally heard it from the horse's mouth. Russell T. Davies will burn Doctor Who down to the ground. He will throw it up on the altar like a baby to the fires of Baal back in the Old Testament. Funny how some things never really change. They're still making sacrifices to this very day, boys and girls. Now, in this case, it's just Doctor Who. That's the baby they're throwing on the fires of Baal. And Russell T. Davies just confirmed to you he is absolutely a follower of the woke cult possessed by the spirit of the age, and he will burn down everything you love to get his way. Fortunately enough, we are winning. He's right. Things are changing. And Disney Doctor Who is burning down to the ground. The fans have woken up, they reject it, and you will fail. Enjoy burning hundreds of millions of dollars, RTD. And I hope every dick you take in the back room of a bathroom in a bar, in every gay bar out there, is worth the hundreds of millions of dollars and the billions of fans worldwide that you burned. Enjoy it, RTD, because you will go down as the man who destroyed Doctor Who. Congratulations, you get what you deserve after all.